Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and I'm wondering the same thing that all of y'all are wondering. Like, where is Hero 32? What about Echo? When is she gonna get released? And when am I gonna find love? And don't put on a front saying you ain't worrying about the last part, because I know you are. Even if you're in a relationship, dog, she's gonna leave you either way. Not speaking from personal experience. Hero 32, that's what you clicked on, not to hear me cry about my life. Where is Hero 32? Because it's always tradition to get a new hero at BlizzCon. Well, as everyone knows at this point, a new hero is not announced, but rather Overwatch 2. And while that was fantastic, like, I'm gonna take Overwatch 2 getting announced over a new hero 10 times out of 10, it still leaves us wondering, okay, but what about a new hero? Like, Jeff, where's the new hero? We're just gonna sport with this routine of getting 3 heroes every single year ever since 2017, then 2018, and now in 2019 we've only had Baptiste and Sigma. We were expecting Echo, but then Overwatch 2. Yeah! And again, that still leaves us wondering, then where is Hero 32? Then there's gonna be some people in my comments saying, well, you work for Blizzard, bro, you whack, you sleep with Jeff Kaplan, dog. I wish, especially for the second part. I don't work for Blizzard, so obviously I don't know all the answers, but what I do know is the general schedule of Overwatch and also past hero releases. And when you start to consider all of that, along with what makes sense when it comes to releasing Overwatch 2 itself, you can kind of predict all the release dates that might take place in 2020. Again, these are just rough estimates, but especially when it comes to the release of Overwatch 2, this is something that I can definitely see Blizzard releasing in 2020, but Blizzard could easily take this sweet time and release it in 2021 if that means we get a good story and a good expansion on top of regular Overwatch. So many people are set on this idea that Overwatch 2 is going to be this brand new game retailed at $60 releasing next year, when none of that is true, or at least none of that is confirmed. The only thing that is confirmed is Overwatch 2 itself, and that there will be a new hero, Hero 32, more specifically Echo, will be released before Overwatch 2. But the new black woman in the PvE experience of Overwatch 2, Sojourn, I wish I knew how to pronounce her name correctly, will be an exclusive Overwatch 2 hero. Which, if you guys don't know, the multiplayer side of Overwatch 2 is free, so you won't have to pay extra for this new hero. People still don't understand that. Okay, so since we know all that, then where the heck is Echo? When is it gonna get released? Well, Jeff Kaplan did say that we will get at least one more hero before Overwatch 2, but that's it. He didn't say what specific hero, he just said at least one hero, but we're all assuming it's gonna be Echo. When you look at the schedule of Overwatch, you never really see hero releases and events for Overwatch mixed within the same month, because they try to spread it out throughout the whole entire year to be able to keep hype throughout the whole entire year. It's a basic marketing tactic. Yeah, there are some dead spaces throughout the year, but that's usually filled in with the Overwatch League or maybe some balance patches, like in between the Halloween event and the Summer Games event. That's typically the biggest dead space, but that's when a big patch usually comes out. But once the Halloween event drops in October, that means we cross into the golden era of Overwatch content, because in October we have the Halloween event. Right now we're in November, and there's absolutely no shot we're going to be getting Echo in this month, because there's about 10 days, and it would be on PTR if we were going to be getting it in November, which would have been ideal because that's when BlizzCon happens and they usually release a hero, but we got Overwatch 2 instead. Okay, well, what about December, the winter event? If you forgot about the Christmas event, I hate you. You're a Grinch. And they're not going to release Echo during this month because, one, this month is reserved for the winter event, and two, while kids are going to be on winter break, they're also going to be traveling for Christmas and not necessarily at home playing video games, or at least not on their PCs playing the PTR to test out the new hero. So I would find it very odd for them to release Echo during December just for those reasons alone. And then we gotta consider the Lunar New Year event. Now, this fluctuates because it's not on the same day, or at least not on the same day on the American calendar, but it is gonna be on January 25th. Which is 6 days before my birthday, in case you didn't know. So I like to think the Lunar New Year is going to be taking over January. And then we get into February. This is an iffy month because nothing is necessarily happening as terms of an event, but you gotta think, the Overwatch League Season 3 commences in that exact month, and maybe a Valentine's Day event. I like to be hopeful, but more than likely there's going to be a major patch released before the Overwatch League commences, just so that the Overwatch League is playing on a current patch. And then we get into March. This is when I think Echo is going to get released for Overwatch. Why? Because nothing happens during this month. This is the driest month. Nothing special happens. And if your birthday's in March, sorry, you suck. Aquarius, represent! This not only makes sense when it comes to a typical hero release schedule, because we did get Baptiste in March of this year, but you also gotta look ahead in the future because April, what happens in April? The archive event. And one thing that I'm gonna be predicting, which might be a bold prediction, but it kind of makes sense, is that this will have the Overwatch 2 PvE game mode that me and so many other people were able to play at BlizzCon, because it's technically playable. So why not have that same game mode in the new archive event for Overwatch in 2020? You got a new hero that appears in this story game mode. Why not have this epic release in correlation with the archive event? It not only makes sense by a scheduling standpoint, but also a story standpoint. You need a story mode for the archive event. There's already a new story mode that not everyone got to play. Copy, paste, boom, into the archive event. Everyone's happy because, well, not only do we get a new story mode, but it also fits with the release of Echo, and it builds into the month of May. May will clearly have the anniversary event, but I don't think this will be a typical anniversary event. Just like those emo girls that call themselves not a typical girl, this is going to be the same case, because what I'm going to be predicting in May, what's going to happen is Overwatch 2 will get released. I understand that is a very bold prediction that I do not want you to hold me or even Blizzard accountable for, because there are some people that hear me make a statement and they assume that it's the truth. They hear a prediction and say, yep, that is happening. It is $60. We will not be able to get the new heroes and it will get released in May. None of that is true, my guy. But you have to imagine that Overwatch 2 got announced at this year's BlizzCon. There is at least one more hero supposed to get released before Overwatch 2. Do they not plan to release any more heroes before Overwatch 2? If not, why not release Overwatch 2 on the fourth? Is it the fourth? Yeah, it's the fourth birthday of Overwatch. Oh my god, it's growing up! Does that not seem like a prediction that, yep, that could happen? Like for the birthday or the anniversary of Overwatch, have this giant massive update so that going into the 5th year of Overwatch events, people can't really complain because we just got this massive update of Overwatch. This is the biggest update that we will ever see for Overwatch 2. Not only will we get a new look, but new heroes, a new campaign, a new game mode, new maps, probably new balance changes to the... It is going to be a massive update that will take care of the 5th year of Overwatch events. Whether they just bring a couple of skins or no new stuff, this will make sense to have on the anniversary event. Or they can save it for BlizzCon. And at that point, then we're like, where's the new content, guys? That's why I said you need to look at the general scheduling of Overwatch hero releases, but more importantly, the events that take place. Because, yes, Echo could get released at the end of February and March, but it has to make sense when it comes to the scheduling of the releasing of Overwatch 2, and it seems like the perfect timing for that to happen, and something that I kind of hope happens. Will it happen? I don't necessarily know. And again, don't hold anybody accountable for it, but I think it'd be cool to see Overwatch 2 get released for the anniversary event, and boom, that's the anniversary event, Overwatch 2. But before we get all excited and start assuming things, let's take a step back and let's assume that maybe Overwatch 2 doesn't get released for the anniversary event, but in fact gets released maybe at 2020's BlizzCon or maybe in 2021. We're gonna have all that dead space of possibly not a new hero getting released, or maybe just one hero getting released. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Well, that might even be a good thing because there are some people that are so sick of this ever-changing meta. But you have to realize when a new hero gets released for the game, it's great because we get a new hero, but that new hero changes the game completely. Sigma getting released, I didn't think would be changing this game so much to the point where we would be nerfing shields, but guess what? He gets added and the game completely changed. You have to ask yourself, are you willing to put up with the changes? Because if you want more heroes released in the game, you're gonna have to deal with this ever-changing meta. One meta, Genji might be great, another one, Tracer might be god tier, and then the next one, Doomfist might be trash. And that's just because the meta is forever changing when you throw a bunch of these other variables into the mix of it. Whereas if they were just to release one hero, be it Echo, and not have Overwatch 2 get released for a whole nother year, and not release another hero for a whole nother year, you can balance out the meta and have a playable version of Overwatch for that whole entire year because you don't have to worry about new heroes getting released. You can fix it once, maybe, and then not have to worry about more variables getting added into the game. You might think that that's completely stupid not adding a hero for a whole entire year, but that's just because you're not looking at the potential upside. And if you do look at the upside and you see not much upside, then okay, you think that is truly really stupid, but I really do think that if they don't add a hero for a whole year, assuming that Overwatch 2 doesn't get released for the anniversary event, and assuming we only get one hero released for Overwatch, we can possibly have a much more enjoyable version of Overwatch. We just have to suffer with the fact that there won't be more added heroes added into the game. Is that worth it? Maybe, but I really like the first idea of the anniversary event having Overwatch 2 get released and then Echo getting released in March. I think that's a good schedule, and I don't know, I'll be so excited if they do release that. But anyway, guys, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please let me know what you think of this schedule and Echo getting released. Hopefully you get it soon in February, March, but we'll just have to see. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.